Hello viewers, welcome to Editorial, the ATN News Weekly, where we strive to find the light at the end of the tunnel and bring forth expert opinions on issues that shake our lives. I'm your host, Richard Moreno, and my guest at this time is Professor Dr. Abdul Mannan Chaudhry, who is a freedom fighter, prominent freedom fighter, and the Vice Chancellor of World University of Bangladesh. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much indeed.
So we get started with a Shakespeare quote, Veni vidi vici, which was said by Julius Caesar after a battle. But here we are not talking about a battle, we are talking about the visit, the maiden visit of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And as we've had outstanding, and we still have outstanding issues with India, but a lot has been sorted out, how do you feel, will Mr. Modi feel regarding this visit?
Well, regarding Mr. Modi, there has been actually a lot of misgivings, which may be true or might not be true. He was also banned from visiting United States of America for certain reasons. That Modi, before election, people made a lot of prediction about him. He will be like this, he will be like that, he will expel all Bengalis from Indian soil, or he will become totally Hinduism oriented. Such as the things were. I was not really inclined to tell like that, and I wrote a feature article in one of the English dailies saying that this particular Modi will not remain the same Modi after he has won the election and assumed the power of Delhi. So that is what has happened. After his assumption of power, he was willing to come to Bangladesh and sort out many of the outstanding problems. One of them is definitely this land boundary area that was outstanding for many, many years. We count it from 1974, the agreement between Bangladesh and India, between Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujib and Indira Gandhi. We implemented our part, and they have not implemented their part for the last how many years? Well, you know that.
So, sir, we have come to about 22 memorandums and deals.
With that one, land boundary is one of them, 22, and we exactly could not remember all of the 22s. And the opposition are demanding
so
that all
how
should
much
be.
does Bangladesh stand to gain out of these deals and agreements?
Well, it is a matter to wait. Let us wait and see. First thing is that if you ask the question of gaining, we have already gained land areas. So this is one thing, and we have come to a settlement of an impediment that has been actually standing in the way of good relationship, friendship between these two countries. So now the friendship arena will be expanded, gaining. Other arenas are also going to be in the economic field, social field, technological field, and the education. So we are just watching that both this country will be coming closer and working together in many respects that will encourage the increase of per capita income for the people. That will definitely help our poor people to survive.
Some issues that are paramount to Bangladesh interest, for example, transit issue.
Transit is a very important issue. It is not only paramount importance to Bangladesh. This is very much important also to India, because India has got certain countries, certain provinces which can be reached but with difficulty through that one certain bottleneck, is a cock neck, something like that, is situation in near Shiloguri. So you can come, if that particular road is blocked, the connection between rest of India and the seven sisters really cut off. So you can here establish close linkages through Bangladesh cheaply, quickly, timely, if you have got road transit. And then also you can improve your relationship in terms of trade and transport. So if it is a sea coast transport, you are reducing the time, the money at the same time. So the moment you go on actually start reducing the money, the poorer section of the community, the richer section of the community, both are going to be benefited. That is the reason you see the business class have all come out this particular decision. Other people might be rather reluctant to see the truth in its surface. Instead of going deep, they will not probably comment. But now they have started making comments. May not be true, may be true.
The road connectivity to Nepal and Bhutan.
Oh, that is very interesting. I loved it. I thought that that is probably one of the best achievement over the last 50 or 60 years between these people living in this part of the world and the other part of the world. We wanted actually a good relationship, good connectivity, good connection, good understanding between the people of Bangladesh and the people of, say, India, Nepal and Bhutan. I'll be charmed. I will be really very much delighted to take my car and my driver along with me to go and visit these four countries together.
So how will business benefit?
Oh, business is going to be terribly benefited. Bangladesh will be more benefited in a sense. Okay, they can go to Bhutan. They can actually allow passages to Bhutan and Nepal. Compared to Bangladesh, Bhutan and Nepal are underdeveloped compared to Bangladesh. So, developed country gains more in trade. That might be land trade or any other trade. And the underdeveloped one, lesser developed one is in a situation to gain, but not at that much as the developed one will. So in this agreement, Bangladesh is going to be gainer.
So on a point of disappointment, that means regarding the Tista water sharing, it had been expected that something would come about during the visit.
I was thinking, everybody was thinking, and you see, when we learned that it will not be dealt with during this time, a bit of disheartened situation has prevailed in this throughout the whole of the country. If we could gain land boundary agreement and Tista at a time, the pleasure, okay, that would have actually erupted out of it would have been boundless. We have been curtailed to some extent.
So what do you feel were the impediments to the
I don't really know, but we can just guess. There is election next year in the West Bengal Assembly. So probably Mamata Banerjee is going to use it as a sort of trump card, and thereafter definitely will agree. But there is one thing, 54 different rivers are connected with India. The rivers we are having, we are referring, downward referring. So we have got 54. If we get actually due share of this 54 in due course of time, then this will be highly compensated, I believe. And now if you want to solve all these problems, that tripartite, say, China or Nepal or Bhutan is to be brought into the scene, because these rivers are international rivers. So that may take time. That might be one of the factors for which we have
Sir,
been
we'll
waiting.
come back right to this point, but we need the commercial now.
Thank you.
Viewers, we need the commercial now, but don't go away. Stay with us. Welcome back, viewers. Welcome back to editorial, and my guest at this time, Professor Dr. Abdul Mannan Chaudhary, the Vice Chancellor of World University of Bangladesh. Welcome back, sir.
Thanks.
And we come back to that part, a little bit of disappointment. Mr. Modi has said, in due course, in due time, this problem will be solved.
I tell you one thing, you expect 100%. Have you ever got 100% of everything? Most likely, we don't really get 100%. Okay? There might be just say disappointment, but that I believe that will be temporary disappointment, because we are not in the 19th century, we are not also in the 20th century, and also we have come to learn from different utterances, speeches, sentences expressed by Mr. Modi that say that they want a good relation with Bangladesh. So if they want a good relation with Bangladesh, they will have to solve many of the problems like this Tista or many other things. Unless you solve it, Indian interest will be jeopardized.
So overall, sir, you feel this is a win-win situation?
Well, this is a win-win situation, I should imagine, but we'll have to wait and see.
So now we have to move the spotlight to another area. The British High Commissioner has recently said that the non-investigation of city corporation election irregularities is shameful. What do you feel prompted him to make the statement?
Well, I don't know really. Maybe they have got good relationship with the party, bad relationship with another one, that might have prompted him to tell like that. But this is not desirable. The gentleman is very much known to me and we have friendly relation also. Okay, but the question is that how many times, last evening my son was telling, how many times our ambassadors or our high commissioners can present himself in the English dailies or English weeklies. I have never seen them. And how many times our high commissioner or ambassador has gone and advised UK to do this or to do that. Okay, why these people are doing that? This is just interference, and this is interference. It is time that we should actually revolt against this type of interference. Friend is friend. All right, you have got your presence, you make your presence here, but you are not you should not actually advise me what I should do or what I should not do. Even then they are commenting on BNP that BNP made a blunder by not participating in the election. Oh, who are you actually to tell that? So stop telling, both to BNP or to Awami League, both to the person in power and not in power. So it's not your business. Your business is something different.
So now, sir, since you have mentioned the BNP, there seems to be some movement going on regarding the BNP's relationship to the Jamaat-e-Islami.
Oh, this is very old actually, and BNP, some of the top-notchers of BNP were not listening to it, but some of the top-notchers were always in favor of expelling Jamaat from their domain, because because the presence of Jamaat in BNP caused a lot of difficulties, and Jamaat is dubbed nationally, internationally the terrorist organization. So nobody is going to actually support BNP if BNP keeps contact, friendship with the terrorist organization.
Sir, the BNP has always said that its relationship, alliance with the Jamaat, was that of one of convenience regarding elections.
Well, not
Will it
necessarily,
change its
not
stance?
necessarily. I should imagine that not necessarily. I remember once Tariq Rahman said that we are members of the same family. Tariq is a very high level, very influential decision policy makers, and if that kind of thing is uttered from Tariq Rahman, then it is not a marriage of convenience, but it is a marriage of deeper understanding and philosophy and spirit at the same time, I should imagine. And that kind of spirit is discarded all over the world nowadays. Terrorism, things like that.
One of our former presidents, who is the
Founder
of the BNP,
BNP
he has
also.
also been advocating that the BNP, move away from Jamaat and form a real BNP. What does he mean by that?
That is actually Joe Roman was a freedom fighter. Whatever we say about him, he was a freedom fighter. Or anyway, okay, and he had got a lot of followers. When he formed a party, for those followers joined him in the party. They're freedom fighters, and some of them are quite renowned freedom fighters also. So what kind of situation they face in the party? Number one, what kind of situation they face when they meet their co-fighters? What kind of situation they face when they face the countrymen? Being a freedom fighter, how can you accommodate Jamaat with you? It's impossible for a freedom fighter to accommodate a collaborator in their domain. So obviously, rather if BNP stays away from Jamaat, they'll be a gainer. They'll be very much a gainer. That is the reason I don't really know. Somebody is just mentioning what Khaleda Zia talked 12 minutes with Mr. Modi. Did she talk about this expulsion of Jamaat?
There were reports in the newspapers that Mr. Modi had told Khaleda Zia to sever relations with BNP.
This is just hunch, assumption. If that is true, BNP is not going to lose. Rather, the politics is going to gain, BNP is going to gain with this. In this country, especially in this country which has been created on certain principles, a country bent towards religion can function without hampering the interest of others, without actually having a big slice from the freedom fighters and undermining their contributions and things like that. In this country, no politics will be flourishing without taking the spirit of liberation war and admitting that the country is a sovereign country and that it just should be a non-communal community.
So what do you feel will be the future trend of politics in our country?
My feeling is that in this country the politics will be controlled by the younger generation. They will dictate terms, and the terms will be just one progressive one, nothing sort of regressive, going back. They will never encourage. They will go forward. That is what I understand.
And do you feel any specific developments in politics that will create an impact on us?
You see, Delhi is ruled by Kejriwal. I'm just thinking that one day such type of people will come to rule people of this country, free from corruption, having a look towards the progress and development instead of having quarrel with petty matters within, so that the common people will be benefited out of the independence and sovereignty of the country. That will not only the words or talkative sort of things.
So you are, what I understand, you are quite optimistic about the happenings of, over the past week, especially over the past week. Remember, it's like exactly 1 week ago that Mr. Modi...
I am actually in favor of seeing a subcontinent having no visa, having no barrier, having a parliament common to everybody, having a currency. That will benefit the hungry people all around, illiterate people. And that may also be accepted by rich people. The business community will be benefited by that. So now the interests of the poorer section of the community and the richer section of community are going to meet together, and that will be implemented. And that will not be discarded by any side.
So, sir, on this upbeat note, it's very difficult, but we have to come to the end of this edition.
Oh, thank you very much.
We will have you again as soon as possible.
Thank you very much.
Viewers, we have come to the end of this edition of Editorial, but we will be with you next week. So keep watching ATN News. I'm your host, Richard Moreno, signing off.